Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithMe.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today is another episode of M's Scrapbusters challenge, and it is a weekly challenge. Usually on Thursdays is when I post, and it is a challenge for you to use up all of your scraps. Now, we will always have scraps, I know that. So this is not going to be something that we use up every one of them, but if you play along each week, you will find it amazing how many scraps you do use up from your cutoffs and things like that. So your little pieces like this, we did some little labels, handmade labels and tickets a couple of weeks ago with little tiny scraps like that. So I usually don't even throw away scraps. Let's see, maybe smaller than my pinky is what I throw out. Other than that, I keep all of my scraps just so that I have plenty to play with during our M Scrapbusters challenges. So today is a cute little accordion journal spot. I've been on an accordion kick lately, so I have another little accordion mini album kind of folio that I made. And everybody seemed to really like that, so I thought, let's incorporate accordion style in the next M Scrapbusters and see how they like this. Now, this accordion project is lots more simple than that other project. That was probably an intermediate type project. I will link that video in the description box below. This one, anybody can make this. It's easy. So you can make them any size you want. There is a kind of perfect size you would want to make them to use up as much dyed paper, coffee stained, tea stained, ink stained, whatever paper that you use or you have on hand, or if you just have regular copy paper, that's fine too. So a little decoration on the front. This one is actually 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. So that's the size of this one. And I just put this little cute paper clip on the top of it. Paper clips are not a requirement for this challenge. And when you open this up, you have journal space here, and I decorated here where the paper didn't go all the way to the edge. So it doesn't matter if your covers are exactly the same size as your paper that's on the inside, just decorate it there if you want to. Okay, so you have a little journal spot booklet. And then look, when you open it up this way, you have even more journaling space. So when you close it up, looks like a little booklet. Open it up, and you have this Z-type booklet for journaling spots. So like if you were to, let me get my journal down. So say you wanted to use this in your journal. You could put it in a belly band. You could put it in a pocket. You could actually glue this part down to the page. And you would have a flip out this way and a flip out that way. I would probably scooch it over to the outside of your page just a little bit for this flip out to work easily. That is cute. I like that. Adding that to the page just like that. You could add it to the bottom corner of the page. Have it as a flip out like this. And then just adhere it on these 3 sides and have you a little tuck space there behind it if you wanted to. So that's of course too big, but if you were to put it down like a pocket, you know, you had it on your page and people look through your journal and go, oh, that's so beautiful. That little pocket. I just love that little pocket. And then surprise, it has another function also So see, that is cute. I like the thoughts of using it like that. So you have not only a little pretty to add to your journal, then you have journaling space and lots of it. And you could double it as a pocket or even tuck space. So that is just a cute little way to use up some scraps and make some things for your journals. Now this one, just for the time being, I just thought that clip went really well with that paper, so I just put that on there like that. This one is some scrap paper from the Craft Consortium Patina collection. I had to look back there to see, to make sure. And I used some of the liquid pearls in the centers of my sequin, and then kind of got it off to the side too, just to kind of messy it up so everything wasn't just perfect in the middle. And used a Nancy's Fancies label here. That's also a Nancy's Fancies label there. I will link her in the description box below also. And then I used the decorative corner chomper on this one. And when you open it up, you have that journaling space there. You could always decorate there inside if you wanted to, and then open it up the other way, and you have journaling space there. Open it up all the way, and you see your journaling space. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. They come together really quickly. So this may be a really short video, but here we are, let's see, 7 minutes into it. I've already showed you the two, and we're going to make another. I've got some more of that same kind of paper, come from the same collection anyway. Got a bigger scrap of it that I will use. And what you probably want to do first is cut your dyed paper. So whatever size you want it as far as tall. Now I've got, okay, these two are the exact same. This is 10.5. I went ahead and cut a 1/2 inch off of this dyed paper because this is just a 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper that has been dyed. And I cut a 1/2 inch off, so that's 3.5. So to kind of make it perfect looking as far as that goes, then you want to do that. For this one, I didn't cut it at 10.5. This one, I didn't cut the 1/2 inch off, and it's longer. So when I made the second fold here, of course, it didn't go all the way to the side. It does not matter. You don't have to make these exactly the length of these pieces of paper that you cut. Now this one I cut at 3.5 tall. So I want my covers to be about 3.25 tall. So let's see if we can get that out of this paper. I don't know, I might not be able to get 2 of them. We'll see. So there's 3.75. I might have said 3.25. I'm sorry. I mean 3.75 tall. All right. And then, however you are going to fold this paper. Now, to use the entire 10.5 and get it semi-perfect as far as the folds, you want your cover to be around 3.5. So let's see. With this one, oh yeah, I will be able to get this one at 3.5. So let's cut our first one at just a touch over 3.5. And then our next one, just a touch over 3.5. And it's perfect there. We should have 2 almost identical. Yes, and we do. identical pieces. So this one is going to be 3 3/4 tall by just a hair over 3 1/2 wide. All right, now with this, I'm going to lay it flat here, and I'm going to fold over my first fold here, right at, just making the fold right there at 3 1/2 inches, okay? And then I'll pick it up, make sure that my edges meet, and then I'll fold that over. And you can use your scoring tool if you want to do that. You don't have to. You don't have to make it perfect. And then I'm just folding it the opposite way and making that Z fold. I'm just making sure that my edges meet. And we're about even, almost even. Doesn't have to be perfect. See there? All right. And then you're going to figure out which one of these you want as your cover, which way you want the paper to go. And you're going to turn it over, look and make sure that you have enough room. Yep. And none of this is hanging over the cover, okay? Then you want to figure out, do I want that glued down and it to open up this way, or do I want to flip it over and it open up this way? Just whatever you want to do. I want it to go this way. And I'm not going to do anything to my corners on this one. I'm using double-sided tape. You can use whatever adhesive you would like. I just don't really like how liquid glue reacts to my coffee dyed papers sometimes, and it gives me some wrinkle, so that's why I'm using double-sided tape. Now I want it to open that way. I want this to be my cover, so I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to put this in as much the center as possible. Really, you're just looking to make sure that none of that hangs over the edge at all. If you want to use a bone folder, of course, do that. All right, so you have the first part of that done. So that first flap is adhered to your front cover. Now you want to adhere your back cover to this flap. And then you're just going to put some double-sided tape or whatever adhesive you're using on that back flap. And then you're going to make sure, if you have directional paper, make sure you're the same way. And then I just line up my two covers. And then that takes care of the rest. Get my bone folder here. Really burnish that down. Okay, so now you have the base of your accordion style journal spot with plenty of room for journaling. And if you, like I said, if you don't have coffee dyed paper, ink dyed paper, tea dyed paper, go ahead and just use copy paper if you want to, or you can get your copy paper out, and if you have some ink in a bottle, like I showed you in one of last week's videos, to make your own little spray bottle of stain, get your copy paper, put it in a box, and spritz it, let it dry, then cut it to whatever size you want, and you've got your own custom splattered stained paper. So there is one, and let's go through the makings of another one, and then we will come back and decorate. All right, if you have some little cut-aparts that you haven't used, I was thinking, let's use this. And I'm going to do this Hello Autumn and then this other piece as the back. And I think these are 3x4 cards, I believe. We shall see in a moment when I get it cut out. So you can use scraps that you find in your pile, or if you've got some cut apart pages. I consider these scraps because they've been sitting in my stash for years and they haven't been used. So here's two little cut aparts, and they've got beautiful, that's just gorgeous on the back of that paper too. That little fox is so pretty. So you could use, I'm thinking I'm going to use that on the inside and use that as my back cover. I like that. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. So let's round the corners of both of these. Oh, let me give you measurements. These are, yep, these are 3x4 cards. So if you have little Project Life cards sitting around, you could use those to make these too. Another great use of the Project Life cards. I love getting use out of things that you might not have gotten. I'm going to have to trim these individually. It's just not lining up for some reason. I must have a touch off on one of them. Okay, so there is that. And that'll go like that. I love it. Okay, let's figure out. And I'm okay with that because then you can see a little bit more. If you want to make it as tall, of course, you would need to cut this at right under 4 inches to go on the back side of this. But I like that you'll be able to see more of that inside paper by doing it like this. And we will have to trim this widthways. So we've got 4 inches tall, so 3 inches wide. So we need to fold this at 3 inches, or just a touch under 3 inches. I'm going to go right under that 3-inch mark. Make sure, oh, my lines are lined up. My sides are lined up pretty good there. I like that. Okay, and then fold the other way, like so. And then, let's see, what would happen? I'm either going to cut this off or just fold it over. So I'm going to fold it back the other way. And I'm going to see what would happen if I left it long, attached it there, and when you open it up, you can still see that beautiful fox there. Okay, I did it like that, and here, adhered that one there, and then adhered that flap there. Okay, so we just have a longer piece of a decorative journaling spot, or accordion journaling spot, not decorative, accordion journaling spot. If we opened it up this way, it would do like that, just a regular like our other ones. Cool. I like that. And then on this side, we would have just a little extra journaling space. Like that. Okay, yep, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And for this inside one, I'm going to tear this a little bit and go a little deep there so that you'll be able to see or I'll be able to see that fox a little more, and I'm going to add double-sided tape just to that partial little flap I've got there. And then I'm going to line it up just as center as I can. And I have to go over as much as I can, so none of that is hanging over. So let's go about yay. Open that up and burnish that down really well. I could have even inked that if I wanted to. I love that though. I'm going to leave it just like that. Yay. All right, and then I'm going to adhere this one to this back flap here. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to ink edges. I should have done that with that one too. Let's ink these edges. And I'm going to ink the back sides of each panel also. Okay, let's go ahead and line these two panels up. Whoop. Take two. Oh, wait. Let's ink the inside of this one while we can still get to it really well. Okay, now let's line it up. Okay, directional paper. There we go. And line your two covers up as much as possible. Okay, let's see this, how it looks. I like that. Pretty. All right, let's ink this front cover. Oh, I like that. And then I don't think I'm going to do any other decorating to that one. I really like that. Let's do a maybe a little clip on the edge here. Cute. All right, so there's that. Let's finish this one. Let's do a little decorating here. We can add this little journal piece here. I made this with that little label printer that I was gifted to do a review on. Made that on that video. I think that's cute. Add it there on the inside. And I've got my washcloth in the kitchen and get that excess off. There we go. And then open it up this way. We can add a little die cut or label or something to the inside there. That's pretty. Little medallion I've had in my stash for a long time. I've got just a little stack of die cut scraps that I want to use up here on my table or on my craft desk. Okay, and then let's do, we should have, like I said, dyed or distressed the edges of this before we assembled it. So okay, and then we can fold it open here and ink that inside and all the edges. And then we can, let's see, just fold it out like this to get these inside edges. All right, and let's decorate the outside of this. I think maybe one of these pieces of dyed fabric. Put it along this bottom edge here. Let's do a little cut there and then tear it. Oh yeah, I like that. And maybe a little ticket there. That's pretty. It needs one more little something, doesn't it? Maybe another little die cut off to the side there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's ink these. These little tickets are from Betty's Custom Design on Etsy. And I think she also fussy cut this little piece out and sent it to me. So got all kinds of little pretties from Betty. I'm going to put some Fabrifix on the back of our material and watch it flip over onto itself. And then unfold it. And put it on our cover as a little border. I'm gonna chop off that's hanging over. Do I want to add it on there? Maybe so, under that little ticket. So I'll leave that little loopity-loop there. Put a little glue on it and bring in our little pieces here, and then get that little loop of fabric up a little bit and bring that down some. Fix it how we want it. Yep, that's cute. I like that. Okay, so there are 4 made, 2 off camera, 2 on camera, and the ones I made on camera were very, very quick. And you don't have to cut down your paper if you don't want to. Here is a perfect example of not having to cut down your paper if you don't choose to do so. You can cut it any height you want and then just start folding whatever the width is of your cover. So with this one, it is 3 inches wide, so you would want your paper that you fold on the inside folded at just under 3 inches so it doesn't hang off the edges. This one is 3.5 wide, so just under 3.5 you would want that paper to start folding. This one is 3 3/4, so just under 3 3/4. And then this one is our widest one, and it is 4 1/4. So you would want your paper just a little under 4 1/4. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Super quick and super easy scrap busting project. And it gives you multiple ways to use up some scraps and add them to your journals as just something free in your journal, add it to a pocket, a tuck, or a belly band, or permanently adhere it, or just adhere it on 3 sides and make a pocket on the back side, and then have your journal space to flip open. So I thought this was a very cute way to use up some scraps. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Have a great day. God bless. Bye, y'all.